Hey, this is Leighton from Just Collect. Welcome to another video about an amazing collection of over 100-year-old tobacco baseball cards that we recently had the good fortune to purchase here at Just Collect. So very recently, a gentleman by the name of Scott, who's a longtime collector, reached out to us. And he reached out to us, as well as a couple others, about 158 T206s that were all graded in his collection. Now, to give you a little bit of background, Scott stopped collecting about 8 to 10 years ago. But one of the things he specifically took a lot of pride in with this group of T206s is, he said, at least at the time, and I give him credit because he was kind of ahead of the curve, he was trying to buy, quote unquote, the nicest and the most centered card he could afford at the time for the grade that he could afford of that card. What we did on our end is we went through painstakingly and valued each of the 158 graded cards, even the commons, because in his collection, generally the grades ranged from between 4 and 6. So as you know, the T206 market is very robust and hot these days. So even like, a 5 of a T206 common can still be hundreds of dollars, if not more, depending on which common it is. But as any good person should, Scott was doing his due diligence. He reached out to a few others, and he had actually narrowed it down to us and one other competitor. We put together our offer. Scott told us he would get back to us. And when you're kind of sitting on pins and needles and you have that short duration of a day or a couple days you're waiting, it's always tough, right? I'm trying to keep it real. You want to get every deal, but anyone who tells you that they bat 1,000 is certainly lying. So Scott said that our numbers were similar. I believe we offered just a little bit more. Scott had told me he has been a fan of Trading Card Therapy, which is my podcast that comes out roughly on a weekly basis. You can actually watch that here on our Just Collect YouTube channel. So after kind of push came to shove and he was going to make a decision, he decided to go with our company, not just for the price we had offered, but also the fact that he felt like he knew us, and me specifically had felt comfortable. So we got the collection in, and because of the value, we gave him our FedEx number, which does a few things. First, it covers you as far as insurance because you're fully covered under our umbrella insurance policy. And number two, you're not going to be out of pocket any costs. And I can tell you, sometimes when you ship these FedEx packages with real weight that are insured for real money, they certainly can set you back hundreds of dollars per package, if not more, depending on how much is actually in there. Thankfully, Scott packed everything very well. When we got the collection in, it was really a great joy. It brought a smile to my face, seeing cards that were selected 8, 10 plus years ago. And he had the foresight to select really nice cards largely for the grade. So kudos to Scott and your collecting prowess in putting together the collection. And so what I wanted to close with was, instead of just sharing with you my words and my summary, I wanted to share with you some of what Scott wrote to us as we were finishing up the transaction. I hope the cards meet you and Leighton's expectations. I really attempted to put together some of the best cards available over the years, and I love the enjoyment that they provided to me. And I think that's so cool because he recognizes, whether it be he made some money or he lost money, and clearly he made some money because 06s have appreciated well since the last 8 or 10 years, and he bought nice examples for the grade. But this is something I think sometimes it gets lost in collecting, and tell me if you agree with me. Even if you don't make any money, but you have the good fortune to own these cards for a period of your life, and you enjoyed showing your Uncle Jimmy or your dad or some friends on a Friday night over a poker game, or anything and everything in between, to me, there's real value in that. So it seems like Scott certainly recognized that along his journey of owning these cards. And so he said that it's just time for others to enjoy them as much as I did. I'll keep an eye out on Just Collect's YouTube channel in case you decide to make a video of them for marketing. So Scott, thanks again for the opportunity. I hope you enjoyed the video and that we made you proud. And then we offered him a t-shirt, so he said he can't wait for the Just Collect gear. That's very generous of you. Have an amazing day, and I look forward to hearing back from you after reviewing the cards. And so obviously the transaction is now being complete, and Scott's happy, we're happy here. We hope that you're happy watching content like this. If you leave a comment on this video exactly 1 week after this video drops, we will choose someone at random who makes a comment or says hi, etc. on the video, and we'll get in touch with you, and we'll send you a free Just Collect t-shirt courtesy of Just Collect. Thanks so much for tuning in today. We'll see you in the next video.